Stream started. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Okay, so my computer is not behaving. And there is a bunch of issues everywhere. Mainly because I try to open everything at the same time, so my computer is screaming for mercy. So there is that. Okay. Hello. Yes, that's what happens when you have like 5 different browsers with like 100 tabs each, and you open them all at the same time. Meanwhile, you immediately start streaming and you are editing images and like a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. I also made a coffee. I was like rushing a little bit, so it got too hot and I was way too precise with my measurements, so it's like filled to the brim. It's too hot to drink and I can't spill it. Lovely. So here is what's happening, right? Because I noticed that even though like I'm shifting between art and development, which was basically the change I did before, right? To what to call it? To improve the process. Like I was rushing towards a demo, right? The first 2 dungeons, basically. I want it. Hold on, let me see if I can drink this. Coffee, are you cold now? It's like filled to the brim. Hold on. I need like certain kind of pulse for this. No, it's still too hot. I burn myself. Lovely. Okay. So, let's talk about the plan, right? Let's talk about the plan. Let's go immediately to it. Let's talk about the plan.
Hello.
Okay. Plan. So. Here is the plan. You are not the plan. This is the plan. Okay. So I'm going to hide this layer, open a new one. Okay. So. Ready? This is the thing that is happening. So we have a total of 9 dungeons that are the official ones, right? We have the ship. Wow, that's an awful looking ship. Right, we have the ship. We have the cave. We have the forest dungeon. Right? We have, these are the first 3, right? This one doesn't really count because this is an extra dungeon. So we have the cave, the forest, we have the one I'm working on. Right? That is the extremely confusing one. And you see, each of these has a very specific structure, right? These ones are gauntlets, where you basically fight, right? Then you have the lock and key, that is basically, I need to use a different color. We have the ones that uses keys, right? We have the ones that use battle as the mechanic, right? And we have the puzzle bosses that are the confusing ones, right? I'm going to just use a cube to represent this one. right? We have combat, we have navigation, and we have puzzle, right? So these are the 3 dungeons we have. This one is complete, that is the extra one, right? This one is complete. The cave is designed but not implemented, so we can say that is in progress. The dungeon, the forest dungeon, is complete, but it needs refinement. This one is in progress, so I can just say put on like a loading widget, right? So this is what we have. Now, there is a total of officially 9 dungeons that are the ones for the normal ending. So we have another combat one. We have another one that is meant to be key. We have another one that is meant to be a puzzle box. And then one more, and then one more, right? This is like the base for the normal ending. Then we have the next ending, that is another 3, right? And then we have the true ending, that is another 3. Yes. That's the number of dungeons we have. Yes, there are 16 dungeons. The ones I'm going to make on stream, at least the public streams, is going to be this set. The normal ending, including this one, right? This is one ending. Let me change the color. This is like the one I'm going to stream. Then we have the next ending and the true ending. Right? Right. Between these, the ones that are going to be like really fucking hard to make are these, the puzzle box dungeons. The level of complexity is like nowhere near close to the rest of the dungeons. Right? Right. So, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to approach a rush, what I call a rush tactic, right? And it's going to be very simple. I'm going to go first through all the gauntlet dungeons in order and make them all on stream, all of these, right? And then I will go through all the exploration dungeons, and at the end I will do the puzzle boxes that are the more difficult ones, right? I will do the same procedure for the hidden ones, but I won't stream those, at least publicly. Okay? We good? Yeah? What do you think of the plan?
E.
Because these are really easy to make. These ones are a bit more complex. And these are like the really fucking difficult dungeons to make. Sound reasonable? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so going off of that, it is another thing. I've been basically planning the overworld. Yes? So, this is the current appearance of the overworld and what I have planned, right? Because of the nature of the dungeons themselves are going to affect the appearance of the overworld. That's why I never actually finish the what to call them. I never finished the overworld map, right? So I think what I'm going to do is that I will slowly update this map bit by bit. I already updated this map. You can actually see that there is like everything up to date. I noticed some issues with the map once I updated this. Like for example here, you can see the grass is not like continuous in some spots. The teams are all decided, yes. But exactly the contents are like not set in stone. For example, I don't know what the monsters on each dungeon are going to be yet. Right? I probably will also like change the appearance of the ship, because I do agree it's too big. So I might change this to better fit it. Yeah. Indeed. So now that we have this, here is the thing. We have a lot of dungeons to work through, right? And instead of like slowly designing them as I go, like winning the game, I'm going to just rush, right? But it's going to be an educated rush.
Canned food emoji, SSS salmon, fish emoji, bumblebee, honeybee emoji, smoke, speedy emoji, flavored fillets, fishing emoji, in oil drum emoji.
Hello. Alright. Not that I think about it, because everything got like really fucking messed up. Probably it does not trigger incorrectly. That should fix it. Okay, so we have a bunch of dungeons, right? And 1, 2, 3. Let me make the folders for each. Dungeon 4. Dungeon 5. Dungeon 6. Dungeon 7. Dungeon 8. Dungeon 9. Dungeon 10. Dungeon 11. Dungeon 12. Dungeon 13. Dungeon 14. Dungeon 15. Okay, so that means I need to make some maps for this. So I'm going to copy the shipwreck map to use as a base, and I'm just going to like paste this everywhere real quick, just so we have each map separate. Yeah, hold on. As 12 in 14 15. Okay. Are you a fan of fried chicken fries, Shake? Never eaten that, like at all. And in general, I'm not a fan of meat. It's not that I cannot eat it, it's that I don't really enjoy the texture. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not vegan, like at all. I don't like meat, but I do love like processed meat. Yeah. I do love chocolate. That is indeed true. Okay, so let me open my lovely. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Lord like bolt. Okay, so this dungeon 4, is going to be something I call the Ironclad Keep, right? So it's supposed to be fortress, kind of. Yeah. So let's see. This is a different thing. I don't really care about this. I can hide that. That's a different thing. I can use them for something else. An abandoned fortress. Yes. I need to get make a map notation. Hold on. New layer. Let's call this coordinates. Okay. Let me just real quick do this. So we have 0. I need to change the color. 0, 0. Let's make that like that. Can I not modify it over here? Really? Huh. Okay, whatever. So that's 0, 0. We have 0, 1. Actually, let's just forget about that. I feel like that's going to take forever. I will do that off stream. Did I trigger something? What do you mean? Huh? Did I trigger something? It doesn't look like it. Oh, the frontal part increase? Huh. Did I not disable that key binding? Really? Let me check real quick. Okay, it's not this. Nope. Oh, it's probably this. Hold on.
Greater than you have a key binding for that?
I do have a key binding for that. Like that. Yeah. Actually, I think this is the normal one. Hold on. I made it. Yeah, that one was not like on set.
Inflatable TTs.
Let me see. Because this one is the other one. Yeah, so that's the normal one. Let me unset this. I was experimenting with the model. Okay. That was just a random experiment. Okay, so first let's make our thing clean, right? So we have this. Size 2.5, okay. So we will start at the middle, right? This is going to be the entrance. And because this is going to be a fortress, I'm going to make it kinda squarish, right? Now, because I'm basing myself on the dungeon maps from the original Zelda, let me go ahead and check how the other ones look like. Here. Okay. So, this was level 1. Right here. Right? We have 3, 4, 10, 15, 18 different screens, right? Our first level, on the other hand, this one has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I have 10 extra rooms for level 0. I didn't realize I was like overshooting things so hard. Okay, then we have this one, right? Oh wait, that's an image, not this one. Okay, we have this one, right? So we have 3, 6, 10, 15, 19. Okay, so it increased by 4 there. Then we have this. And this is 5 across, so this is 10 and 4. So this is 18. So it's staying under 20, which is interesting. Then we have this one right here, and we have 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, staying under 20. Then we have this one. And we have 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20, 23. So this one went up by 1, and this is level 5. Interesting. And we have this one. And this is 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 25,
6, 7,
25. So now we're seeing like above 20, which is kind of interesting. 9, 10, 13,
8, 9,
15, 25, 30, 33. These increased a lot. Holy shit. It went from... Wow. 6, 9, yeah, it went over 30. Huh. Then we have this level 8, right? And finally we have level 9. So level 8 is like 5, 10, 16, 20, 25. We're back to 25. Huh. And this one is kind of crazy. 3, 6, 8. So 8 times 3, 5. So this is 40 already. And then we add 7 more, so 47. 53 plus 4. 57 rooms. Wow. The last level is like nonsensically big. Wow. I didn't realize how big this was. Where even
10,
even is the
11.
boss fight? Right here. That's the boss fight right there.
12, 13.
Okay. So I suppose I can like, as long as I'm under like in the range from 20 to 25 for the first 3 dungeons, we're okay. Right? So this could go up to 30. Let me check. So let's say this is the entrance. Right here, this is the entrance. So we want a kind of a square, right? So if we do it by rows, we would be 5, 10, 20, 30, like that. And that would be our fortress, kind of. Oh. Okay. So, because I want this to be a bit like, what to call it? A tower, kind of thing? Let's make something interesting. This is meant to be a gauntlet, right? So we cannot make it too confusing. So we had
Tower of
30
Latria.
rooms. Tower Latria. That sounds familiar, but I don't know what exactly you are referencing. Demon Souls? Oh,
Demon Souls.
okay. Ah. Okay. Let's limit ourselves to a 5x5 footprint, right? So it would be up to here. This would be like our area. Hmm. Okay, so I will going to do it this way. I will put a subset like this on big one, right? This is going to be a big one. This will be F1. No, wait, that doesn't work. Let's make this F1. So that's 9 rooms right there. And if we want like a similar like underground, it will be another 9. That's 18. So I have about 10 rooms extra for whatever I want. I can put one right here in this area on a level above. I can expand there and have 6 over here. So that would be 6 plus 9, 15 plus 4, that would be 20. That would be, yeah, 20 in total. So I have an extra, so I have one room clean for this. Oh, then I can maybe just put them both over here and ignore this. Okay. So this is how things are going to go. This is a big one, right? Let me just clean this. We have a big one, right? That's a horrible big one. And it's going to be a set of 9 like this, right? With a corridor extra. And the reward is going to be here. Right, this is our big one, and actually, just so it's more clear, it is where the boss is going to be, right? And we have our treasure chest over here. This is our goal. This is big one, right? on F1, we're going to have a similar footprint, right? This is 11 rooms. So F1 is going to look like this. With the entrance being here. Wait, no. Like this. Entrance is here. Right? This is F1. Then we're going to have an F2. That is going to be just the set of 9. Right? So we have 11 plus 9, that's 20, plus 4 is 24. And 9, that's 33. Hold on, I went over the budget. Let's kill a row here. So it will be like this. Right? So 6, 10, 19, 20, 29, 30. That's 30 rooms, right? Yeah, I'm planning an outdoor section. Yes. So this is the idea of the structure, right? Sounds kind of nice to me. Let me move this out of the way just so it's not like being annoying. Right? I will put it like right there. That's going to be our little drawing right there. So let's start with F1. Right? So F1 we said is going to have this shape. It's very simple, the entrance is right here. So we will have starting from here, we go right there. Actually, let me go all the way over here, since it's going to be a continuous wall. Right, this will go all the way over here. And this is a block of 9. So this will go to this spot. And then all the way over here. I'm just marking like the outline of it. 9 plus 2, that should be right here. Okay, so this is our little outline of the base, right? The door is going to be right here. I'm going to just give it the shape real quick. That's our door. And at the very least, we will have a wall here. That's something we know. Okay, so this is meant to be a gauntlet, right? So this is going to be fighting as much as we can. Let's say this like At the very least, let's say this area right here is going to be outside, right? And I want a little outside area over here. And maybe one over here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to make this area over here. I will dedicate, let's say, 3 lines here. And I will have the wall end right here. And that's 3. Yeah, let's do that. And I will put
Needs a torture chamber.
a torture chamber? Wow. You really want torches that much? This is going to be water. Right here. Actually, let me switch to this so I can just...
Have to spell it this way to avoid shadow ban.
Yeah, I know. So that's water, right? Over here, I want something similar. Actually, hold on. I want this to go all the way up. Actually, maybe not all the way up. Let's put it like up to here. Torture. Actually, that doesn't look so bad. Let's keep that like that, and I will make a wall that goes over there and from here to here, just to separate the areas. Like
Boobies,
that.
titties, testicles, s-hole.
Wow. That actually got censored on my side. My TT still read it, but I don't see the message. Yeah. Okay, this will go from here, let's say. That would be nice. How about I make this around here or around here? Now let's make it right here, right? And I go up to this spot, and then we go down like that, and then across to the other side, and we go back up by 2, and we go all the way over here. And all the way back here. Right? We have this, and then here we will have the gate, right? Right, we have a gate here.
Ayarsun, ski nymph pay polar live.
To enter the rest of the area. Okay. In here we will have the regular entrance. Up to this spot right here. Okay, so we have like the general outline now, right? So we need to make this a series of battles. This is a gauntlet.
Arson, murder, and jaywalking.
I hoping you can see like the inspiration here. I can make this right here. Is over here just to make it more clean. And I will just do this to represent stairs. And we can have one right here. Right? You overestimate your brain capacities. Wow, wow, wow. I overshot this. Okay. So we are supposed to fight. The objective of this is to fight, right? So let's see. We have this that is locked, right? How about I set a mechanism that you need to open this, right? So how about I make a little area right here? Maybe I can make this wall a little bit bigger. Yeah, I will make it a bit bigger. Let's put a pillar right here, just for like aesthetic purposes. And we will have a mechanism right here. Let's say there is like a lever with a thingy here. Right? And then we will have a gate running through here. A fence, excuse me. Right? And we will have a door right here. One of those that are like, just to make it so it actually makes sense. We will have like spikes coming up from here. Right, and this will be locked behind a gauntlet like fight. And we will put a few enemies here. Right? How do I represent them? I just make a little sword. Let's have a few of this. These are enemies that are meant to fight the player. We don't know what they are yet. Nope, we have not decided. I cannot put one there. So 2 over here, and I can put more over here. And because symmetry, I can put 1 more here. Right there. And I can make the same fence here. We don't know what enemies they are. We can decide that later. Gyro will feed quite well having them dead here. Yeah. And we will have another thingy here. And pressing both levers here will open the door. Right? And I need to put some enemies here. The objective is the player to fight. That's the current goal. On both sides, and maybe I can put like 1 right here, just to be a menace. And we can get rid of this. Right, so we just place a random one. Put one behind the gate to jump scare the player. That would be funny. That would be interesting, actually. Hold on. That's too big. New. Nacho. Is 20. Have enemies come out. After opening it. That's actually kind of funny. I like the idea. I like that idea. Okay, now that we defeated the enemies outside and whatever spawns from there, we're inside the fortress now. We have 2 levels, right? We have the big one, depth 1, and depth 2. Currently, we're on the F1. The boss is in the basement. Here. Actually, I can make this wall right here. We know this is going to be a wall. Okay. And because of this structure, we know this is going to be a wall also. So, like that. Okay, so we need a way to get to the big one, right? This is going to be like our hub area. So how about we need a way to go up and one way to go down, right? If the enemies end up being undead, that will imply that they are former night soldiers squares from this area. Yeah, basically. Indeed. Because I put stairs over here, I feel like it would be like a good idea to like... I suppose I can put like an enemy right here. Just to fill the void. And over here we can put a minor enemy right here. And one right here. And because of the structure we have here, maybe keep the enemy position in consideration. I was thinking, now that you mention it, because we're talking about undead, right? And a fortress. I could instead have this be like bowman. Right? Because they have the high, like, ground. First you only face soldiers, now you have, like, arrows being shot at you. Barricade the front of the bowman. That actually makes me you reminded me of something very important. Okay, so what? Hello, Historia.
It burns not for warmth, nor for light, nor for glory.
Tons of explosives. The item for this dungeon, what would it be? Let me actually open the game. Hold on. Hold on. Let me close this nonsensical amount of stuff I opened. So let me see. Let's check the items we have available. So we have bombs, the torch. We have the bow. We have not assigned the bow. Yeah. The croissant also. The whip has been assigned. This is for dungeon 3. We have the torch on dungeon 2. The bombs are from dungeon 0. The boys has not been like assigned. Yeah, I think the bow will be the best option. Yeah. So let's make it the bow. So what we have here is going to be the bow, right? So it would be a good idea to play around with the bow tactics, right? Yeah, we would need triggers, targets. A croissant would make more sense. Mind you, the croissant is named that because I thought it was a croissant when we played the original Zelda. Okay. So what we can do is have targets, right? So our item is the bow. So first we need to decide where the bow is going to be, right? So we have this. I kind of want to put a door here to cross to this side. Right? I want a path right there. But that means this is going to be on a different level, right? So I could like take advantage of that. Maybe show the enemies the ball before. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. So I was thinking, what if I make a platform right here, right? Let's say by 5. Like this. Just to have like a difference, right? And I will have a raised platform over here also. Like right here. Like this. Maybe a little bit shorter. Like that. And we put a wall like right here. That looks a bit weird. Maybe if I make it a bit shorter. So if I grab this right here. Right, and I will just push this up like to this spot. And I just delete up. I delete this and I delete this just to make the appearance more obvious. Right, so we have a wall right here and I can put the target here. So you have to shoot it from here. What do you think? So you don't have so you cannot actually like reach it like this. Yeah, right? And I can make this like a hole right here. Just to make it more obvious. Oh, I'm taking into account the tiles. Every square here is a tile. I won't be making the same mistake like last time. So we have this for triggering that, right? So this is going to need the ball by force, right? So let's see. We need something to go down, right? A level, right? And one thing to go up. So this is to trigger that. So we have an option to open something, but that is after we get the ball. Let me rename this. This is going to be F1. What would be nice? Is there's like a golden elevator? Ah, that would be implementing something new. Okay, let's see the path here, right? So let's do the critical route. So we have a bunch of like things we need to do. Let me just kill this. Okay. So talking about the thing. First, we need to figure out our route to the item, right? So we start right here. First, we need to, by default, why didn't that change? We start here, by default, we need to fight our way through here and get to the triggers here. Right? To be able to go in here. That's the first thing. Right? Hello, what's Paradim Shift? I'm changing the way I'm designing this game. It's not like I'm changing the game itself. I'm changing my method. Because I see that I'm not doing that much progress. So I decided to now design the dungeons in a different like order. So this is like our like first area, right? We conquered that. That's our first step. That's fine and all. So now what do we do inside? There is this path that we have to do after we get the dungeon item, right? So maybe I send you to the left, right? That would be an idea. And it needs to be like simple. The objective here is battle, right? For this dungeon, not puzzle. So it has to be very straightforward. How about an ambush? That would be very interesting, actually. But for that, we need a closed room. It would be nice if it was outside. Okay. You give me a really nice idea. So over here we have this, right? I can add a door that leads outside. Like right here, right? And here I can make a little fence. Right? Let's calculate the fence. I know it doesn't look like a fence. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I will put a door right here. No, I need you to move deeper. So I will put the door over here. Right, the door is going to be right here. Right, so when the player comes out through here, heading for the door, we can trigger the ambush, right? And I will just put a really big sword here to signal that this is a hardcore battle. And we can have the enemies like jump down. Let me just put that here. Ambush. Yeah, the plan is when the player crosses this line right here. Oh wait, did I put this on the ground location? I did put that on the ground. Damn it. Yeah, I put this on the ground place. Damn it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold. Okay. I will just merge this over here. There we go. So when the player goes across this line right here, I will trigger the ambush. Yeah. I could put like a chest right here in the middle to trigger the ambush. Actually, that's a very good idea. I will let me move this. Right, I'm going to cut, paste, and we will shrink this a little bit. Why did it not like cut everything? The fuck? That's weird. That's really weird. It's not like affecting everything. Yeah, it like stops right there for some reason. Oh. Oh, wait. Did I not cut this correctly? Oh. There we go. Okay. So let me put that over there. And I will put the little chest right here, just as a trap. Right. To trigger the ambush. We'll put a lever with many warnings saying to not push the lever. And it does something horrible, like an important merchant NPC or something. That would be a bit too cruel. So that's an ambush, right? We have a door right there. What else? We need access to the floor above, right? So, maybe I can have like another access over here, like the way over here. So we have like a similar ID right there. Actually, this wall should be a bit thicker. Right here. Okay. Maybe like a normal staircase, but block the parts of it with collapses parts of the fortress for the player to go around. Have a normal staircase, but block some parts of it with the collapse fortress to force the player to go around. In what way? I'm not like clear on what you mean with that. A normal staircase that one will have in the fortress, yes? Uh-huh. You actually just gave me an idea. Service would be just so you could make a partner direct. Oh, so you want me to like force the player to like go around obstacles without really blocking the path? No, I'm imagining a situation like that. I'm just trying to picture like in what way would be nice to have it. Okay, so the way I imagine this, right? I'm going to put thingy right here. Let's say I have a thing here, right? That goes over here. And this will be an off level. Right here. And we have a staircase right here. Let's say like this. Like that, right? And then we have some like barricades. Let me make that bigger. So we have like plastic. Something like this. Right, and we have archers up here. Firing down to you. Yeah, it would be shooting over the barricades. Yeah. So you will have to like climb up the stairs while
6
dodging top.
Servern.
Yeah. I will just let the arrows go through the barricades. Like that. What do you think? And I can have a little
8-9.
enemy right here. Right? That kind of like...
Place
thing.
6 to 7 archers up there.
That would be too much. Given the size of the room, that would be too much. This is still the entrance of the place. We can go that hard. Okay, so over here I want to do something similar, but right, I want to like have it go like this. Right, and this will be stairs right here. right? And we will have arches up here. I will just complete this. I made this a little too short, didn't I? Damn it. This would be right here. Like that. This goes like this. And we can make like the stairs here. Like that, and we can have arches down here. Right, we have something like that, and we can have another guy down here. Right? But we'll also have to shoot down from elevation, so you won't be able to treat them as walls? Yeah, but I can set it so it can only shoot down, not up. Maybe? Actually, that's a good point. That would be inconsistent, wouldn't it? Huh. That's actually a big issue. Huh. Huh. I'm trying to think a way to fix this. Huh. Maybe have each elevation for each direction as its own separate object. Yeah, but the issue is that if you can shoot down the wall, you can shoot up it, right? So I either let them like shoot each other without issues, or so the arrows can go through basically everything but the walls, right? You can go through all levels of elevation, or I separate the elevation into their own thing, right? You might be wondering, why is that an issue, right? Well, because if I put a switch right here, right? And you are down here with your bow, you technically could shoot it, right? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? Think about it, right? Because this is a difference on elevation. Have them block in one direction. So that means if you are up here and the switch is down here, you can shoot it from up here. Would that be okay? Why not? I just find it weird because if you think about it, in theory you could like shoot over the elevation. I don't see why it wouldn't be possible with a projectile like that, right? So I'm like questioning my life decisions right now. Add an elevation value to the projectile. If they pass through the direction to ground, that value increases by 1. Add like an elevation value to the projectile. If they pass through the direction that goes down, that value increases by 1. But that, what does that do? I'm not like getting what you are going at. Okay. Continue. Elevation greater than 1 does not interact with the enemies or triggers. If the elevation is greater, it doesn't interact with enemies or triggers. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to tell me. I know what you're like telling me, but I don't know the goal. What are you trying to do with that? Okay, so just to explain myself, I have two options. If you have an enemy on an elevation, right? You have a dude up here, right? Shooting. In theory, it should be able to shoot you from up there, right? And in theory, you should be able to shoot back. Yes, that's one option. I just allow the arrows to go through, right? There is option B, where if the enemy is on a higher elevation, right? And you are below it, it can shoot you, but you cannot shoot them, right? This is A, we don't care. B, one way. Why B? Well, because if you have a switch up here and you are not at the right elevation, you cannot trigger it from below. That is meant to prevent you to bypassing puzzles, right? Or we can have C, where if we have an enemy on an elevation, it cannot shoot you, right? And you cannot shoot it. That's the other option. A allows you to do silly things like shooting like triggers that are not on your level, as long as you have the bow, right? B doesn't let you do that, but you can get shot if you are above. That means you will also be able to trigger things if you are above it. Right? And they simply won't let you do any of that. The distance from the edge? That would mean I need to calculate projectile arcs and falling mechanics? Or have the arrow have a maximum distance? Yeah. Like if you are too far from the drop, you can let you shoot down, but if you're near the drop, you let you shoot down. You see, the issue with that is what happens here. If I shoot from here in this direction, yes, the first drop will pass, right? But what about the second? That's the detail. So I'm inclined to do either A, this, or C, because B is going to be a nightmare to handle. Maybe reset the timer every time you hit an edge? You see, the other thing is that this is a tile set, right? This ledge is going to be a tile set. Because of that, the tile set can be facing like this, right? It can be like that. Excuse me, like this. Or it can be like this, right? It also can be like this. Or like this. That's why I'm like being like aware of the issue. I can detect the direction of the projectile, yes. The issue is the tileset. Because I don't know which way the tileset is facing, right? That would mean I need to like go into the map data, grab the specific square where the projectile is, then I need to check against the tileset, that is the collection of the different things that I make to make the walls, right? Check which one of it is. Decide if the projectile is going on the right direction or the wrong direction, depending on whatever this is. And then decide whether you can go through or not. That is the issue. Yeah. That's why I'm inclined to do either A or C, right? Either you can shoot as long as it's a bow, right? It's an arrow. Or B or C, you don't. Yeah. Okay, just to go like in detail. Let's say this is an arrow moving on a direction, right? That's an awful arrow. That's our arrow right there, right? When we hit this tile right here, first, I need to pull the layer from, because mind you, we have the floor, then we have the walls. We also have the level difference. We have the shadows. We have the layer where we have the things like boxes. We have the item drops, right? I need to select the correct layer from this. Then check this particular position, right? We go into that. Once we are in that, we get that data, it will give me a number, let's say 45. I need to check the one that is like the set of different walls, the one I've been editing, if you remember correctly, the little atlas of directions that I used to draw the maps, right? Check which one is 45. Let's say this one. Once we have that, I need to check if that 45 is on the list of allowed tasks to go through. Check which direction that is. Whether or not if it matches our little arrows direction. And then from there, I decide whether we can go through or not. And then we proceed with execution of the code. At this point, I will just make each edge direction its own separate object. That would facilitate this, indeed. But that means when I make the level, I need to place each of these by hand, one by one, by one, by one, by one, instead of doing it like I do now, where I just go like That's the point of the tile set, right? So you don't have to place each tile manually. Heart of cold, as fuck to cold, or not tile set, feel your poison. Basically, yeah. Indeed. You know what the funny thing about this? This is Game Maker. You are required to do all this if you want to do that. What you're mentioning of the error. Funny enough, on this little program called RPG Maker, all this is already done by default. You can say on a tile, let's say this tile right here, you can say if this way, when something tries to move from one tile to another, whether or not that is approved or not. So you can say, hey, you cannot move this way, you can move that way. You can move like this way and this way. So you can make like a hallway.
Update on Souls. I have beaten the true final boss.
You beaten the true final boss. Wow, nice. Congratulations. Indeed, well done. So, RPG Maker already does this. Ain't that funny? Yet, Game Maker doesn't. Ain't that lovely? So I think I will go with the... I think it's simply more plausible. So let's go with the... After all that philosophical discussion, let's continue. So, now what? We have an ambush, we have your fighting up the stairs kind of encounter. My little visual thingy fight through. We are missing a way to go.
Flashbang.
Ouch. We're missing a way to go up or down. Right? Not be a nightmare for people to work on this fortress? Why? Okay. To navigate? It looks pretty clean to me. Also, fortresses are not meant to be easy to navigate. At least not going in. Yeah. You just notice, but it gets immediately going once you get inside? What did you mean? The battles? Yeah. I think that's kinda the point, isn't it? Going up and down the floors? Yes. That is indeed a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. How the later encounter is going to go? Good question. So where do I put the stairs going down? I could put them over here. An enemy with a shield. That could be a good idea, yes. Shush. Okay. That can parry. You want me to implement enemy parry? Really? Really? Okay. Hold on. Give me a moment. We need a door over here. I suppose I can put one like similar over here. To go over here. You mean mostly for blocking arrows from above? Yeah. That sounds good actually. I can probably make this here. I can put a little off ramp here just to make this like symmetrical. Should I do this? Okay, so I have this idea. How about I make a set of stairs like this? We have walls here. And I just make stairs. Like this. Actually, hold on. I can just make it like the room is pretty small. like that, and I can have stairs here. Right? And I can have some arches up here. And a little guard. And over here I can just set it like this. Okay, we have almost everything. That leads to the next level. We need one that goes down. I can put it here, I suppose. Like right here. The one that goes down. And I kind of want to make another lake of level over here. So maybe right here? Actually, right there?
What remained was not wreckage, but a tomb its splintered decks cloaked in salt and silence.
Like that. And I can have this here, right, to match the other side. Espero no try to ignore all the enemies. That's going to be hard, especially on the ambush. Let's make a door here that goes up. To the next floor. What does the switch do? I have not decided. How about I put a key right here? Like a chest with a key. right? And I put a couple enemies here. Not like preventing you for like reaching the key. Just to be annoying, basically. Right, and this door right here, I'm going to lock it. So you have to grab this key to open that door. That is just like a map away. You go into the ambush, fight that, go to the next floor, right? Over here is for you to trigger that switch. Right? And I still don't know what to do with that. But you need the bow for that. This area is a bit open. It leads to the second floor. It leads to the lawn. Also that. We are missing something here. Give me ideas. Come on. Hold on floor? A hole. I could force a battle. Like, you go in here, right? And then you have like a little bit of space for yourself. Like this. Right? And then I give you like this big arena. Well, semi-big arena. Like this. Right, and we have an encounter here. Actually, that's a really good idea. I could like introduce the shield guy here. Right? And I can make this like another fence right here, just to force the encounter. Right? The boss could be a necromancer. Yeah, indeed, it could be. Which means a giant pile of bodies in the basement could make a sense. That's true. So we have this, right? And this is supposed to be a hole. So let me do this real quick. Okay. That's a hole. Suddenly we have lore. Yeah. So we have this, we have that. We can make a little like enemies here, just to annoy the player a little bit. Yeah, you could skip the fight with the whip. If I put like something to hold on over here, yeah. Like placing, for example, a block or something to hold on to, like right here. Right, and we can put one inside also, if you wanna go back into the fight. And make it like look like it's like just decoration. Like that. You go and pull yourself out. Yeah. Now that's looking way more clean. Yeah. I think we need another enemy up here. Probably an archer. Okay. Now we need, I will put an archer over here. An enemy right here. Just so you fight something, and maybe put some an archer here. And some swarmer over here. Just to have the player fight more. Because the objective of this dungeon is fighting. Right? That looks kinda nice. Yeah. Oh, you know what I... Would that be correct or not? I was thinking maybe I could, like, have this switch open this door, right? But then if you fall into the basement, you won't be able to get out. So that's an issue, right? Actually, now that I think about it, I think this level is okay as it is, right? We have this that basically... Actually, let me do the about the route. So, we go in the dungeon, we fight this guy, open the doors, beat the ambush after that encounter. From here, we fight this guy or escape, proceed forward, right? Now, maybe as a one we don't leave the basement. That's an option, yes. We go through here. There is the chest over here, so we go to the chest, grab the chest, come back, open the door over here, fight these guys, go over here, fight our way up here, and then we go to the next floor, right? So far so good? At the access, part you access via the locked door via separate part of you can fall into? Yeah, that's a good idea, yes. So this is our first part, right? This part can only be useful when you have the bow. Okay, now we need to check F2. So let me duplicate this. Wait, what the hell just happened? What did just happen? Did it make a copy of the whole file? The hell? Duplicate layers. Okay, this is going to be F. We hide F1. Let me clean this. What is the middle thing? You mean this? This right here is another way to go into the F2. Let me just clear all this real quick. This is big one, this is F1. We are there simply done with F1, so I'm going to just kill this. So F2 is meant to be like just the middle part. Yeah, so basically we remove this side right there, this side right here, and the part with the opening right here. So that's basically F2. In like reach, right? Let me set this as F1. Duplicate layers. F2. Okay. So F2 starts right there, our critical line, and we don't know what is inside the food, so let me just knock all of these out. Actually, no. We have that door right there. Right, we only have that entrance right here. Two by three area, yes. And I can hide this. And the ambush is over here. Okay. Let's set this to 20. So I can clear these bits real quick. Okay. So we are now on F2. This is the way we came into F2. I kinda want to make the center like an indoorsy area, right? So this is F2. I will make a wall right here. Let's make it all the way up to this spot right here. And we do the same over here. That would be 3, 6, 3, 6 right here. And back up. Can you make a wall bombable from one side? Right now, no. But I can make it. It's not difficult to make. Yeah. In theory, I can make it, yes. It shouldn't be hard. You mean the one-way doors Hollow Knight has for the shortcuts? Yeah. That's actually a very good idea, the more I think about it. Having one-way bombable doors. You could say into the dos area or still of room with a power fragment? Yeah. But that will also means you need the bomb to actually beat this dungeon. Or at least get to that area. Yeah. Then again, these ones are supposed... You are supposed to be able to beat... Have beaten the other ones. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. How about... I make this area right here off that you guys are mentioning right here. I will just disconnect this like that. Right, we separate that. And here I can have the chest with the dungeon item. I've been thinking the chest for the dungeon item is kinda big, like nonsensically big. Maybe I should make it smaller. Like only 1x2. And we can have the hard piece you mentioned before over here. If I make it a chest, not all items are delivered reckless. Well, all that the ones that are dungeon items, I will make them like that. Yeah. I can make this bombable wall. And over here I will make it a regular gauntlet door, maybe? Oh, actually? I just got an idea. Huh. I just got an idea. I need to rework this. Hold on. Because the dungeon item you are supposed to only get after you fight the sub-boss, right? The mid-boss. So... this is going to be our boss room. What would the mid-boss be here? I have no idea. I have not decided. What am I doing? Hold on. This is meant to go all the way over here. What kind of boss would you like here? A golem? That could be interesting, a golem. Like enchanted armor kind of deal. Like the Night Captain? Yeah. That's an option, yes. So that would be there. And like that. So you go in here to fight the boss, get the item here, and can make another like shortcut like the ones you mentioned. Right there, so you can go back if you had the bombs. The housekeeper of the fortress. Military grade mate. That would be funny. But a bit out of place. Would you like hate it if I made a boss a literal Roomba? Depends on how you design the boss fight. Imagine the boss of the Tower of Hera in A Link to the Past. On the Light World. You cannot play that game? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So, let's see. YouTube. Link to the Past. Tower of Hera boss. This one. Hold on, let me set things up real quick. Here it is. This is the boss of the Tower of Hera. It just moves like that. And you need to hit the tail. Ah, what happened? You don't really like that, huh? He's literally moving at random and just bouncing off stuff. And that's it. That's the boss of the Tower of Hera. It is indeed not a proper challenge. It's meant to be the third dungeon of the game. The wolf has more variety. Yeah. It's like just below in difficulty to the Kraken in a barrel, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we have a door right here for the boss fight. Right, and this is a boss fight, so I will make a skull. Right, that's our boss fight. And that opens the path up through here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so this area right here, all that is outdoors. The rest is indoors. Yeah. So let me mark it more clearly. All this is outdoors. Yeah. This is indoors. And actually, I will make another. Yeah, I should put that door here, right? Hold on, I think I might need to do a little adjustment. This goes... Actually, I can just keep... No, let's put this here. Let's put the door right there. Right? And over here, I'm going to make this a bit thicker. So we can like have a door right here. This seems like a fireplace for a door. Or like a fallen knight, Captain Boss. We can make a fallen knight. Yeah. Sounds good. Indeed. Now, out here, I suppose we can put a few, like, knights. Let's do a combination, shall we? So we have... first we have a regular knight. Right? With a bow guy. Right? Then we have a knight. With a shield guy. And we have a bow behind, just to ramp up the difficulty. And here we will just have a bow person right here. Let's make them like have a few people here. Like right here. Just bows. That's an awesome looking bow. Like that. Right? So that's that, right? We need to decide what we're going to do on the inside. Here. Does the player have a shield in this part of the game? In theory, yes. You should get the sword, then the shield, then maybe the bombs, and then the whip. No. Yes, the whip, and then this, the arrows. Yeah. So the order it would be a sword. Yeah, first it was sword, then you will get the shield, then it would be the whip, then actually not the whip, the bomb, then the whip, right? And then you get the bow and arrows. Yeah. You're kinda making the player practice with the using the shield here? Yeah, kind of. Yes. You can do other tactics, right? Like you can use the whip to pull the arrow guys to you, right? Or you could be using the parry mechanic with the bombs to like destroy everyone in your path. That's another thing. Yeah. Okay, in here what do we do? This is basically a dead end with no like goal. There is no reason to come up here. Right? I could have a few square guys here. This center area, we don't have a reason to be. Did you notice this is isolated from everything else? Yeah. I could have an arrow guy here. This is like not really. You don't have a reason to come up here. Let's see. This is F1. Right? This is F2. Put an Easter egg. What kind of Easter egg do you want? Oh. I could just simply give a treasure. Like put a treasure chest over here. Ammo refills? Oh, you are right. We do need like arrows. Arrow refills. Yeah. That's true. Let me check something. Oh, you know what I could do? I could make a shortcut. What if I put a little hole here? Like this. Right? Right? So from here, if you go to this edge and jump down, right? These specific blocks right here, if you notice, it drops you right here. So it means you can like go up here and skip all these sides of the dungeon. Huh? Add a chest? There too? To make it less obvious? Oh, I thought you wanted to be more obvious. Like, you want me to put a chest here. Right? That's nice. What about this corner right here? What do we do with that? Lord? Now that you mention it, I have not hold on. I have not taken into account the fact that we need to make room for the map and the compass. I just remember those exist. I just remember those exist. Ah. We can have them up there. And I can put the entrance right here. I forgot the map existed. Okay, that's F3. Right? So, our little critical route. Now, we'll go like this, right? From here, we go straight down through here. Then through the boss into here, collecting the collecting the arrows here. Maybe go through here and go down, right? That means we go down from here to here. And from here we need to go to the big one, right? So we are here, we come down through here. If we want to go down, we can hit the switch, right? So now we can go like this. Hit the switch and come down, right, to this. The compass and the chest on the top, right? Ah, this is the key for this one, yeah. Well, now that you mention it, we have not decided what is in here. So I could just put the compass here. In theory, you don't need the compass, but I want every dungeon to have one. Yeah. Because the more we go through these dungeons, the more nonsensically difficult they will become, especially the puzzle boxes. Okay, so we going through all that, right? Now we go to big one. So duplicate layers, and this is big one. Okay. So we hide this. I will duplicate this. Duplicate layer. This is going to be critical root for A1. Okay. So let's see. Big one is supposed to have that shape right there. So that means we will have not this, not this. Ah. Right? But we will have a little bit right there. And our critical rods, that's right there. Okay. Yeah, I need to separate the things. That's going to be important. So let's see. Let me set this to 20. Just so I can like clear stuff. First I need to clean this. Perfect. Okay. So the first hold we have is this. This is going to be like something important, right? You can fall through here. That's one of the important things. And you can fall through here. Yeah, the middle of the map looks pretty happy, huh? Just cleaning, just cleaning. Okay. So these are the ways. Where the player will come back from, it can fall through here, in this area right here. Actually, specifically, those two blocks right there. On this area right here, anywhere. They can fall through there, right? So these are the access to the floor. So those have to be by force clean, right? Let me just adjust the walls real quick. Yeah, quick. Let me just clean up the walls. Right, and from here, and here, and cross over here, all the way up here, and back around. How will they get back up? Well, this is one option if they open the door, right? Let me draw the other two rooms. So this is going to be the boss fight, right here. The room for the boss fight. By default, we are going to figure out that now, after I done with this. So we go through here to over here and down over here. Okay, and this is the treasure room. Right, so this is our treasure room. And this is the boss fight. Okay, we got that, right? So this is the access points. We said if we fall through these two, we need a way to go back up, right? On F1, we have this. That's F1, this F. I just noticed something. But if I take advantage of the fact we have an outside over here, this section, right? How about I make use of it, right? So I could put doors, one-way doors on each of these, right? Like right here, we put stairs going up. Here it would be, this is 2, 4, 5. Row 2, 4, 5 right here. Right here. Soft lock them. That's what I'm trying to make sure it doesn't happen. So we have those to go back up, right? This is going to be our goal. So we need to set it so the way for you to get the dungeon key requires the arrows, right? Let me put the doors over here. So far, you only need the doors once. Yes. From now on, I need to make it like required for everything. Okay, if I through here, we need to keep at least this axis available. So I need to make this whole area all about the arrows. But without blocking the exits.
With voice like a lullaby and eyes that drown men in their dreams, she sang the crew into madness, one by one.
That's the room for the boss. Okay. I'm trying to imagine how to make this work. I can make this like from here to here.
The asterisk, 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 asterisk the risk.
Don't start now. Okay, I want to make like a elevated platform to like make the boss look more imposing. The boss room, right? Right here. So I will put this on top of stairs. Like that. And we can put a few archers up here. And I will put a sword guy. And a shield guy. Just so we use the shield guy a little bit more. Right. At the floor for available lock sections necessarily for the boss key behind the intended door. Okay, so first you need that to hit that. Okay. to reach this area. Right? This area we needed to have it like off. Section off. And we need a reason to use the arrows. Have the whole area open? That could work, yes. You know what I could do? Romancers. Okay, I got an idea. I can do this. What if, this is the area where they can fall, right? What if I just simply do this? I just put a platform here. Where you can fall, right? And I can place a chest over here. No. Would that look okay? Like placing a chest over here. Or I could just simply put it right here. Actually, hold on. Make it a little bit bigger. And place the chest here. What will be in the chest? Who knows? I have not decided. That way they can jump down. It defends into being necromancer while you add moving skulls holding targets with their jaws. That would be interesting. Yeah. That would be actually interesting. Yeah. Huh. That would actually be very interesting. You could add like moving skulls holding targets with their jaws, and you could even tie that into the boss. Yes. I'm like imagining a way to give the player arrows back. Yeah. Hmm. I can put some enemies right here. Just so this area is not so empty. Maybe small floating enemy skulls that don't hold targets but drop arrows when killed? I was thinking when you said targets have like a skull like this, right? With the jaw open like this, right? And casting a spell, right? That is a circle. Ah, that didn't work. A circle like this. And I make it look like a target. Like this. And if you hit it with the arrow when it's charging the spell, it's an insta-kill. Right? And have a different kind of a skull that will like, it doesn't have a jaw, right? And whenever it aligns with you, it will like start spinning like this, right? Like charging up, shoot towards you, and whether it hits you or not, it will smash into pieces, right? And it will drop an arrow. That's what I was thinking. That works nicely. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about how to do it. Yes. I'm still trying to figure out how to make this make sense. Okay, how about I make Actually, I think it's best if I do it like this. Like that. Make a platform here. We make the platform like that with the chest, and here I can have this be a door, just like an actual door. And just so you can see there is something up here, I can put a switch right there, right? And I will make this a platform. Like this. And I will just put a wall here so you cannot shoot the arrow through here. So you forcefully need to go up here. How about you shatter the boss kill, like you collect the piece instead of the whole thing one go? You see, that sounds good in like theory, right? But if you I don't know if you played this game. The game called Zelda the Windmaker thought was a good idea to shatter a transfer shard into 8 pieces and then threw it all across the seas for you to find, which was one of the most annoying fetch quests in all of video games. I played that game, and that was, oh my god, so fucking annoying to do. You have no idea. And 3 pieces have them been in the basement. That's an option. Put them behind the smaller base puzzles. Arrow-based puzzles. I'm trying to imagine it. What kind of puzzles though? What kind of arrow-based puzzles would it be best? I wonder. I can think of one. Arrow-based puzzle. But what other puzzle would be nice? Moving target and collect space before timer runs out. The targets in order. Yes, no, I'm trying to like figure out how would that work in my brain. Because mind you, I'm just not thinking about the actual like puzzle, but also the coding. Yeah. Oh, it's already time. Okay, we need to think. I suppose I will figure that out later. We almost finished a whole boss excuse me, a whole dungeon. Almost a full dungeon in one session. And when it comes to design, I mean.
Click or click, 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 and obligatory words.
Obligatory words. I'm still like trying to like figure it out in my head. You also got rough ideas for enemies, a mini boss and a boss? Wow. Wow. Well, you did mention the things, yeah. Ah. I'm like still like trying to like figure it out. Well, anyways, let us stop here for today. The boss is the heart of a fortress, a literal beating heart powered by sacrifices. That sounds dramatic. Yeah. Very dramatic. Battle in neighborhood where you fight a literal castle? Wow. Wow. That does sound extremely random. Indeed. Wow. Anyways, let us stop here. We made
This is
some
like
progress.
outdoors, right? Put an Easter egg.
We made some progress. Indeed. We made progress. Almost finished, not quite. But without very close. Yes.
Click or click, 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 and obligatory words.
Wow. Anyways, thank you so much for coming into the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. On Thursday. Yes. Good night, good night. Bye bye. Adios. Rest well. Good night. Get descansing. Good night, good night. In that game, you also fight a Jester God, a necessarily curvy smile, and a slot machine. Wow. 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 Anyways, thank you so much for coming. Good night, good night. Bye bye. Adios. Buenas noches. Que descansen. Good night, good night. Bye bye. Bye.
Does the player have the shield in this part of the game? You are kinda making the player practice using the shield here. because of all the arrow guys. Block the path outside and put the switch inside. Put an Easter egg. Or lock the door that goes to the second floor and put the key on the dead area. Dunno. Oh. Ammo refills? So is it just an armory filled with infinite arrows? Add a chest there too. To make it less obvious. Yeah, to redirect the player's attention. Lore? It's too small for enemies. You can put a lore note there. Nice. Now for the compass. We'll see it later. Oh. Add the compass on that chest on top left? Oh wait, that's the key. NVM. Why would you need a compass though? Fair enough. Lemao. Remember to keep the sections accessible by via the holes separate from the area accessible via that. Look at how happy that middle map box looks. That shield looks like a smiling mouth. Where will the player come back from though, Lemao? No, how will they get back up? But if they fall, soft lock them. So far you only need the arrows once. With voice like a lullaby and eyes that drowned men in their dreams, she sang the crew into madness. Have the whole floor available, but lock a section necessary for the boss key behind the intended do. Maybe that will work? Arromancy. Name the archers Arromancers. Timing-based puzzles. If the boss ends up being a necromancer, you could add like moving skulls holding targets with there. You could even tie that into the boss. Oh. Maybe small floating enemy skulls that don't hold targets, but drop arrows when killed? Or another weak mob. Oh, that's nice. Great. That works nicely. Oh, I just had an idea. How about you shatter the boss key? Like, you collect pieces of it instead of the whole thing in one go. I don't. I know it though. Just shatter it into 3 pieces, and have them all be in the basement. Based devs. Put them behind small arrow-based puzzles. Hit targets in an order, hit moving target, hit target and collect piece before timer runs out. Just throwing random ideas. Oh, the time. Dang it, click and obligatory words. Yeah, and also got rough ideas of 4 enemies, a mini-boss and a boss. The boss is the heart of the fortress, a literal beating heart, powered by sacrifices. Reminds me of that battle in Everhood 2 where you fight a literal castle. That game was random AF. Yeah, good night people. Good night everyone. In that game you also fight a jester god, a unnecessarily curvy slime and a slot machine. Sleep well folks. Sounds like a strange game. Bye.